A very easy alternative to New Year's, Christmas and other kind of celebrations. And it is called Burger Wellington. Today I came here so happy, the sun was so great. Why? Because I was gonna share our new discovery and we called it Burger Wellington. But then Bahar Googled it. And we have realized that many people have discovered it before. So I was kind of pissed. But of course, I understand now how some guys felt when they discovered light bulb, how Tesla felt about electricity. Now I understand. Anyways, mine is gonna be really easy. The whole preparation is gonna take maximum 15 minutes and you're gonna get a really good recipe. And on the side, I'm gonna add some chips, how to make those nachos kind of chips very easily as well. So let's start. For the meat, this is half a kilo of single grind from around the ribs minced meat, which is really important. For the taste, we're gonna add some mixtures. Normally, if you have the access to Worcestershire sauce, you can have 2 tablespoons of that. But if you don't like this like kind of sauces, what you can do is a tablespoon of vinegar, a tablespoon of mustard with seeds, like this, a whole one, a tablespoon of molasses. This is my golden ratio for many years right now. It gives a great tasting burger. A tablespoon of breadcrumbs. If you don't have breadcrumbs, you can use some crackers and like add those crackers as well. Finally, an egg to bring everything together. When I make my burgers for my friends, cousins, this is what I do. But for this special night, I'm gonna have 2 cloves of garlic as well. It's gonna increase the taste, making it more festive as well. And I broke the...
What?
No. Okay, but I will use this. Don't worry.
Is it Refika'dan?
No. I bought this from Valencia. Anyways, I'm gonna put a bit of salt. We make this a puree without the grinder. And then finally, a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of black pepper. This is the perfect mixture. You can use this anytime. I'm gonna knead it not so much. If you knead it too much, it becomes like a meatball and lose its wateriness. I'm gonna knead it for about a minute and then make it into 5 buns. Now, I made this like a big sausage and I'm going to cut this hopefully in 5 equal pieces. One thing that I'm really bad at is dividing equally. Not bad, I guess, huh? The buns are ready. In Turkey, we have the sheets like this. I don't know how it is in other countries of the world. This is a puff pastry and puff pastries are sold in like sheets like this. It has to be a little smaller than the puff pastries sheet. Normally, these buns, if they wait for about 2 hours, the taste is gonna be much better. This way, all the taste will get to one another and the breadcrumbs is gonna soak all the excess juices as well. Now I'm gonna go on and do it. My pan has to be hot. I'm just gonna sear it as the ordinary Beef Wellington. I'm gonna sear it on both sides, but at the same time, I want the corners to have color as well. So I'm gonna push each bun to the corner so that this way the sides also get color and at the same time taste, of course. I let the burgers cool down a bit and the puff pastry was out for about 20 to 25 minutes. That's really important. Now I keep the plastic sheet on and cut through them like this. And then have small lines like this too. If you don't have this, you can use a normal knife. Just cut it here like that as well. If it sticks, you can put some flour or oil as well. Now, here comes the fun part. This is called fumed entrecôte. You can use pancetta, bacon. So 2 is like this, and the other 2, this covers the whole bottom. This time, I'm gonna cover this side a little less so that it covers the top more. So this works like an insulator. So 1 cheese here, put the burger here, another cheese on top, and then wrap it all. But what I forgot was to take this bottom part and just pull with our hands on both sides and make it a little bigger, not so much. I do not use a rolling pin for this because if you use a rolling pin, it doesn't work as well. I take the other top, elongate it like this from the sides, try to make it equal as possible, and then push from all sides. Make sure that there isn't much air stuck, because when there's air stuck in the oven, when it gets really hot, it gets bigger and your Wellington might explode from that weak side. Then we take these parts, push it a bit, and then put it on the sides. Not as a cross, but a bit like a diamond shape. I press from these sides as well for everything to stick. To make the sides more perfect, I'm gonna take these extra parts away. You can make it into a circle, you can make it into a square. Prepare 4 of them like this, and then I'm gonna have an egg wash. Egg wash is gonna be the egg yolk, it's a bit of water, like a tablespoon of water, mix it really well, and then we put it on top so that the color becomes golden and great. When we want to put it in the oven, if I put it inside a tray, it's going to be harder to get and harder to serve. To prevent that, I'm going to use the back of the tray, crumble the paper so that it's easier to make it in the shape you want, and then we put our Wellingtons. I kept the paper still at the bottom for it to not to stick to my board wherever I do it, and then I place them like this. And then make the egg wash on the tray so that if some egg falls down, it doesn't stick to the board. And do this last minute. For example, until now, you can prepare this in lunchtime, and before the dinner is going to be served half an hour, 40 minutes before, you do the egg wash, then put it in the oven. I'm going to put this to the lowest shelf, but because I'm using the back of the tray, it's actually in the second layer of the fifth, 5 stories like this. And my oven is top and bottom without the fan. That's really important for the puff pastry to puff without any stress. 200 degrees, about 30 to 40 minutes depending on your puff pastry. While waiting for my Wellingtons to cook, I'm going to enjoy my Turkish coffee, but from a great seed, which is Robert Radford from New Zealand brought this great box for us, and there was very nice Brazil whole beans, and I grinded them in this small, actually spice grinder, and made it into Turkish coffee. So that also gave me an idea that if you want to enjoy a nice Turkish coffee, you can get your beans and use a spice grinder, and it becomes a great blend for Turkish coffee. And how to make Turkish coffee is here. You can reach it as well. And thank you, Robert, again. Every day, someone from our team thanks you. Please know that. Okay, we're gonna eat this beautiful Wellingtons, but it's also nice to have some chips near, but we can like spice up the chips in a very simple way. So in here I have 75 milliliters of double cream, and I'm going to add 50 grams of melting cheese. This is called kaşar in Turkish, but you can use mozzarella or any kind of melting cheese you like. What I'm gonna do is just mix it, not on very high heat. This is gonna slowly melt. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have some red pepper here. When you cut it directly like this becomes like this, but if you give it tilt, it becomes a very simple but beautiful texture to the plate, whatever you're preparing. Here I also have some pomegranate seeds, and from another recipe other day, I have caramelized onions.
My favorite.
Yes. As this melts, it becomes this beautiful thing. From my air fryer, I have my chips. In Turkey, I work with some brands which produce food, and this is super fresh, which goes to many countries actually as well. They make great potatoes with no additives. I've been to their fields, how they work with the farmers, which is really important over 30 years. So I've used their potatoes, air fried them. Now I put some caramelized onions. Now I'm going to put some cheese, drops like this. I'm going to leave the rest of the cheese around, some pomegranates. These work as ketchup kind of things. I love using pomegranate with chips. It pops and gives you this fresh feeling. Talking about fresh, some greens. Normally it would be coriander, but today I wasn't able to find any coriander in the market. Now parsley is in power, but please use coriander. It makes a whole lot of difference. And some hotness, some spices, some red pepper here. So in few minutes,
What a colorful
plate. You make a tremendous plate. So now let's take our burgers out. Now I'm going to cut this with a bread knife to show you the inside. So this is it, guys.
Wow.
So you might say, Refika, for the classic Wellington we need mushrooms and nuts. You can also put mushrooms and nuts. I wanted to make it as simple as possible and as festive as possible with the simplicity. So this is it, guys. A bite from the chips, but a perfect bite with everything in. Yeah.
Afiyet olsun.
And a big bite from this. Beauty lies in its simplicity. Now, as a final thing, we were giving presents to 3 people we want to choose, and this year's presents is gonna be something again from Refika. These are napkin holders like this, but the good thing about them is there are 2 wishes on both sides. Here's a courage and hope, and 6 of them: happiness and harmony, wisdom and love. There are versions like this, so each time you have your napkin, let's say here, for example, it's Bahar.
What did you choose for me?
It's gonna be the one at the bottom. What did I choose for you? Courage. And I'm going to make one for Burak without knowing. Thinking about Burak. Okay, on the side. Passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need some passion.
I read star signs. This year is gonna be a total change for Aquariuses. So good luck.
You said something similar 2 years ago.
But no, this is like Saturn was somewhere in your thing and now it's gonna go away. It's gonna go to the Pisces, and Pisces are gonna have that heavy burden. That burden is gonna be lifted from you. It's been there for a while, I don't know how many years. Anyways, New Year's wishes: hope, luck, wisdom, patience, balance. Balance is also a nice wish. And lots and lots of love. In Turkey, there's a Bektashi belief system, which is like Tasawwuf and Sufism, and in Sufism, love unites us all. Having this endless love for people you love, for animals, for people who do bad things, just existing makes you immortal. You become one of those souls that are immortal with that endless love. So I am wishing for myself and for everyone to take that endless love from inside outside. We need it this year. The world needs it this year. Take care.
My endless love.